up, be like, man, I can't wait to play this football game today. They listen to their hype music. They take all the pre-workout. They get so excited to play football until they come across Tyler Booker. And then when I'm going after you, quarter after quarter, play after play, series after series, and I start to see that love leave their eyes, like that's what makes me love the game. Like I just really love.
Like that.
Seeing,
I like that
I just love football.
Yeah, you just got me right. Hey, he got me ready to go. I ain't gonna lie. He got me ready to go. Bro, I'm gonna play right.
That's your new starting guard, Dallas Cowboys, Tyler Booker. Welcome to the Dallas Cowboys. But there's some questions and some narratives that are being pushed that I just don't believe are true. The one key being that he's just a body and he's not athletic. This video, we will be showing why that is a myth. What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another one. Make sure to like, subscribe the video. Tyler Booker. I called this pick at the beginning of the draft cycle for my Dallas Cowboys, and I'm trying to tell y'all that he very much so fits the scheme even before when Brian Schottenheimer went on his press tour and was briefly asking questions, and he gave us an insight of what his offense will be based on the hires and the tea leaves. I connected this a long time ago. In my deep analysis of Booker, I went over a lot of things, okay? But one thing in particular that's been floating around, and I was floating around before the pick, is that Tyler Booker is not athletic. Now, I understand how they would come to that conclusion, but we're going to show and break down the full scope of it. And we're going to include some of the extras that we were talking about, that grown man strength, that ability, and why he's an upgrade and he just fits Shotty's Clayton Adams' new scheme like a glove. But let's talk about what the tape really says. So I wanted to start it out of, attacking the narratives of him and his athleticism. I wanted to show and clear it up to Cowboy Nation of that. And one of the best ways what I kept hearing was, how does he handle the pulling? Because Clayton Adams, Connor Riley, Shotty is going to have them pulling. It's the G sweeps, it's the counters and everything like that. So what's going to happen when he pull? And I have this play right here, from when at LSU right here. So look, listen. They're going to do some type of counter action. Actually, not some type of counter action. Some type of it's a kick out block with the lineman. And so your guy Booker is finna come around, and he's got to deal with this right here, right? So he's got to make sure he's coming in. He's got to stay flat to the line of scrimmage, like we always say, and then he's got to maintain and aim for the inside shoulder of Greg Penn right here, who I think he entered the draft very athletic DN, and this is a bigger guard that's going out there to do that. So I just wanted to briefly show people, look at this block right here. Watch Booker. Look at him. He's coming off down the line. Look, Greg Penn is right there. Look at this hole forming. Everyone else on the offensive line, look at their handling. They're handling this trash right here, right? They're washing this down. If Booker comes right here and gets a good block, we're off to the races right here. So let's see look at how Booker, look at that. He finishes him and he talks to him. Look at that. So this is what I was talking about. Like this, the attitude you're getting with a Booker we're talking about when it comes to his athleticism. So let's come at it from a different direction now. Like, athleticism for offensive lineman is just not just pulling, and how do you are you on screens. Sometimes athleticism for offensive linemen is how you navigate the close range space, how you climb the ladder, how you get up to the next level right here. So here, this is a inside zone action, right? And how I know a zone, Booker is going to bypass this lineman. So he's gotta be athletic enough to not get his feet caught up with this guy's feet, because this guy doesn't care what we're doing. But he's gotta somehow get inside out on this guy right here. And this looks like a safety. Look how small this guy right here, a very athletic guy. Booker has at least 200 pounds on him, and they're going to be going to get inside. So he's got to be athletic enough to maneuver through this trash right here. Not the trash. I'm not calling it player trash, but I'm saying this is going to be, it's going to be congested in here, and you got to be able to move and be able to get up to the next level. And like, this is what I've been talking about with people. This is some things that the RAS score is not going to be able to show. This is something a 40 is not going to be able to show. So look at this. He gives like a brief hand. Look at his footwork. Okay. Look at his right foot. You see his right foot here. All right. Look, now it skips a little bit. My bad. So look, he gets up. Look at him. Let's go back a little bit. He able to pick that right foot up, get up. Now let's look at how he finishes the block. He's inside out. Look at the position he is on a safety. The safety does not know what to do because he's over here trying to find a 22, but here comes big 52 right here. And look, Booker is able to, yes, he's all balanced, but like I said, he has 200 pounds on this guy right here. This is a hard block to do, and he's able to maintain. And now look, the safety is going in a backwards motion. This is an athlete. This is what a big athlete looks like when people call him like that. We're able to maintain the base, gets up to the next level, and secures the block. So here's another play. This play is going to really show how sneakily coordinated he is. So this is going to be a power action with Booker pulling, but he's using a unfamiliar technique. So like, these guys are going to be blocking down. I think he's blocking out, and Booker's going to be inserting like this. But you might think, oh, he's turning his hips and running, but actually it's a skip pull. So what is that? He's got to launch from his stance, right? He got to launch for both feet backwards. Cross the feet like you're doing karaoke or you're doing over under, whatever you like to call it. Maintain his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, and then insert on this linebacker as square as possible, not shading, and being able to get movement that way. This, my friends, you have to be ultra athletic and ultra coordinated to even pull off this block because of the technique that they use. And why this is important, because Connor Riley, where did he come from? He's a guy who practices multiple techniques such as this. So this is going to be important. So look, like I said, pay attention from the line of scrimmage, right? He stops. Like I told you, he has to launch. Look at him. Look at the launch from his 2 feet. He has to launch backwards, maintain. It's like a shuffle, then insert in, and look at them, because they're doing like this inverted power option. If you play NCAA, it's they're reading the end. If the end crashes, in and takes the quarterback, he's going to give it to the quarterback. If the end takes the running back, the quarterback is inserting for a power. So they're setting this up. So look how he maintains. This is perfect technique. And how he inserts, boom, and he's the one who helps rocket the play again. One more time to show how athletic you have to be for this. This is a hard technique to do it, and he does it, maintains the block, gets it. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So now let's transition to what really caught our eye when it comes to Tyler Booker, and it's just his grown man mentality, grown man strength. He was literally a man amongst boys out there on the field. Now here, I wanted to really display this because this is a pass pro. These guys right here are on the zone slot of the protection. I use this thing called 50 protection because 50 is half of 100, and it's called the half man slide. These guys are on the slide side, while these guys right here are on the man. Now, how is it right here? You're kicking back and you're initially trying to protect this gap right here, but sometimes this protection is meant to keep to capture the loopers and the games that will be happening with the defensive linemen. So when guys fly out of here and when guys, do this, we're gonna have a guy fly out of here, and Tyler Booker's not gonna have a man to fine. But what I love by him, he's a guy who never stays around and he looks for work. And it's going to be a delayed looper with this blitzer from this linebacker. And man, look how he just demolishes this linebacker right here. So look, like I said, there he goes. The 68 is flying out of there. He realizes that he's no longer his man. Get him on to Proctor, who's the left tackle. Now we understand the rules of football. Everyone has a man. Oh, look, the center picks up the looper, but he's kind of falling off to my gap. So look at my eyes. I see ribs. I see ribs. I see ribs, and he hungry just like me. Big back, you feel me? So let's go. Let's see how he handles this. Bah! Fall on him. Did you see it again? Look, number 4 did not see this coming. So he thought he just had the center one-on-one. Yeah, here he come. Bah! That is what you're getting from Booker right there, man. That is what. Now, check this out. When I say this man one-on-one and his one-on-one blocks are very impressive, and this is what I believe can translate at the next level because of the attitude he just plays with, you can guarantee that he can pretty much handle his guy one-on-one. And this is what I was talking about, like just having that sense of comfort. So right now, this is just a simple down block that he got one-on-one with this guy right here. And just look how much in control he is the entire block right here. So look, like he's gonna fire off and he's going to, you know, shoot the hands. Look, already he's inside with the guy's high, he's much lower. He's gonna run the feet and just look, he just has way more strength than this kid right here. And look how elongated this kid is. Now he's gonna finish the block. That's that grown man mentality, man. Then look at this play right here. Here's another one-on-one block in this situation. I believe it's a zone read play, but they're doing some type of draw action. And here's another instance of his athleticism being on display. He's gonna beat this guy to the spot right here, and he's meant to kick this guy out, just meant to shade him out. These guys are just shading out. Look at his quickness, and I know he's out leveraging him technically, but you know, defensive linemen have great get off. Sometimes they have great get off. And number 31 right here, he has a great get off right here, but just look how fast Booker gets to the spot right here, and then he's able to just immediately press the guy. Look, he beats him to the spot. Then now he's gonna bench press this kid. Look at him. Oh my God. He almost and he's trying to dump him. The guy's on his he's on his knees right now, man. And he's trying to beg for his life. And like I told you, when Booker blocks you, you're a game right there, man. That's just a grown man's strength. So here we go. Once again, I want to show off his strength, but I'm gonna show you how the effects of his strength and how useful it is. I told you about the half man slide just a bit earlier. How these guys are in the slide. And the slide, this protection is just meant to protect against games. Well, guess what, guys? We have a game that's gonna happen here, and it's gonna be a tackle stunt. So this tackle is gonna be first. He's going to cross face, and this guy's going to loop around. But in order to do this, it's important that Booker gets a nice good punch so this guy doesn't get on the hip and fall off. He's got to give a punch so this center can vastly get in front of this guy, and he's got to be ready to take on the looper who's going to be coming downhill with some momentum, and he's got to be able to set down that anchor right here. So look how this play plays out. This is a beautiful play right here. Look, and here he goes again. Look, he recognized the looper. A little late right here getting off, but look how much punch he gives. Watch number 11 and how in the effects of his punch. Look at him. Look, he's still, the way he punched him on to the center. The center was able to get him, and now here's the beautiful part. Now he's resetting for the looper, and they're already pretty deep into Jaden Milroe's lap. So he's got to really set down his anchor. And look at this, he does at the last second, and that's that grown man strength we've been talking about right there. Jalen Milroe is able to get the ball off, but that doesn't happen unless this man sits down in that anchor, because 99 could easily affected, Jalen Milroe's throw right here. And if it comes off wobbly, there's guys in this area. That's that grown man strength we've been talking about. And here's the final play I'm gonna show for you guys. I just want to show you down this play right here that this guy is going to be the ultimate insurance, the ultimate bodyguard for your quarterback, and just shows you how much he cared. Now he's on the half man slide again, and like I said, sometimes guys will fly out of your gap and you may not have anything, but what I look for is if that you're not just staying there, and just being idle. I want you to be just looking for work, because even though your center and your tackle is working, just look for work even when you don't have anybody in your gap right there. And this is the perfect play to show that, and just show that. So look, like I said, he's in his back pedal. The guy, he float out of there. He has nobody to work with. But look at his head. He's looking. He's like, man, I'm trying to go, hit something. So he's looking at his tackle. He sees his tackle. He's winning, but now let's go give him some help. And he does something that's almost Quentin Nelson like. If y'all remember when Quentin Nelson, he came off and literally went to the other side of the protection. He broke the rules of the protection to do what he can to make sure that the quarterback had enough time and did not get hit. And this is not only to that degree, but just look right here. He's supposed to be protecting the inside gap. The outside C gap, that is for the tackle. And the guy is falling off, but he understands, I need to go find work. And look what he does. He breaks that and immediately beelines for the defensive end and makes sure that he doesn't get a hit on him. Now I know the other guys still get a hit on him, but he doesn't see that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's focusing on the help that he does, what he can do. And I just appreciate the effort that he was willing to go right there in the beyond for his quarterback. But listen, that is Tyler Booker, the guard from Alabama, your new Dallas Cowboys guard, your first round pick at 12. I love this kid. This kid plays with attitude. Dallas Cowboys, I'm telling you, we got a good one, and we got a good one for years to come. He has pro level upside the first year, but I'm not going to stamp it. I think he can be a very good player in his league. The way Clayton Adams and they're just talking on that phone call after the pick, I think they have a lot of things in store. They talked about moving that line of scrimmage, which I love. And then when it comes to pass rotation, that's what jumped off the screen for me. That's how I knew he was a very, capable guard. And that's when I heard the athletic comments, I'm like, guys, if he's good in the pass pro, he's able to mirror and stay in front of any type of defensive lineman, and I do mean almost any type of defensive lineman, then the guy is athletic enough to move at the next level. And he is the most physical player probably in this entire draft, like regardless of position. And he's definitely the most physical offensive lineman. So we definitely got a good one. I appreciate Shotty, getting this pick. He said he wanted physicality, and this guy just, best exemplifies that. He's going to make everyone in that offensive line room better because he's going to be working. And yeah, so make sure to comment and subscribe, like and subscribe, but just comment down below. Talk to me. How do you feel about this? Let's just conversate down low of the plays you saw, other plays you saw with Booker, and what you think he's gonna be able to bring. But man, this pick right here, it really warms my heart, especially for me to be able to actually put my credibility on the line, the little credibility that I did have, and actually sell out for this guy, because I knew that he really fit our scheme even when it was the unpopular majority. And I'm so glad, so glad this guy is a Cowboy, and we gonna get to work, man. But look, that's been all. Thank you guys. Until next time, peace.